Everyone, welcome inside of the show, CEO of AdMix, Kevin.
Okay.
Now head of performance marketing.
I'm not the CEO anymore. I didn't mean to
not
correct
anymore.
You, but
not
I
anymore.
got a boss. That's not a. I mean, the clients are always the boss, but
clients.
New day.
Yeah. Come on.
Kevin, man, congratulations to you, to the entire team on the acquisition, man. It's incredible. Brother, you've got to give us details on, man, what how this whole relationship started, what are the advantages and why you guys are better together now for your clients.
I mean, I can go back to the beginning. It was so I joined AdMix as CEO not even 2 years ago. So it hasn't been super long.
Wow.
I mean, it'll be 2 years in August. And it's funny because I get asked, I mean, I'm sure agency people watch the show, or they should. But the week I joined AdMix, I actually reached out to a lot of people in my M&A network, having sold Metric Digital, W Promote.
Sure.
They were like, what are you doing? So I was like, I'm coming in here. It's a really, really good agency. Like, they do super good work. Their biggest problem is nobody's ever heard of them. And I like truly believe that. So, and that's an easier thing to solve than you do, frankly, poor work.
Right.
So, they're like, you're not on our radar yet. And I'm like, I know, like, I know the P&L, I know how this works. And, at least to some degree. And they're like, but keep us posted. Right. So you do good work. You grow your clients. They refer you additional business. You do the right things, and the agency did better, since I joined. And the founder, Zach, super smart guy. He's been building this company for like 13 or 14 years now, which is forever in the agency world. I mean, that's a very long grind. And he's a little older than me. So, part of the reason he brought me in was he wanted to sell it someday. We didn't think it was going to happen this soon, just being honest. But it went really well. And then, so to connect to your story, one of those points of contacts was this guy named Nee. I think I introduced you to Nee once, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to Nee this week. I
mean, from our back and forth, I think extremely highly of Nee. So, he's a friend of mine. He knows about AdMix, and he's like very smart. So he knows about technology, and he's like, hey, I think you should talk to Mountain Gate / InterLuxe. I think that, like, what they do, and I'd never heard of them. Like, just being honest, like I had never heard of InterLuxe. And it makes sense because we don't really play in the same, field, right? So, and like client overlap, not so much. They're heavy luxury, heavy travel. I can get into this, but like experiential, media, PR, so not performance, right? Which is like, I'll go head to head with all those agencies. So he was like, because of Mountain Gate and the Tenuity connection for Nee, he sold CPC Strategy, which eventually became part of Tenuity. Made the intro. Super nice guy, Nick, the CEO. This is gonna sound maybe weird to some people, but he's like a very normal guy. Like, yeah. I mean that in the sense that you meet a lot of successful people. If you're like us, you talk to founders all day. Some of them have an ego. Some are just highly approachable. I'd put them in the approachable camp. Right. So not normal in the sense he's very successful and good at what he does, but normal in the sense of like, oh, I would hang out with this person. Right. So that was obviously encouraging. Going all the way back, I had a friend that sold his agency to part of Mountain Gate Tenuity. Another friend, they were like, Mountain Gate is awesome. Like, they're great to work with, super agency friendly. Like, they want to do no harm comes up. Right. Sure. So like, I'll give him credit because he's also a smart guy. Zach Morrison, CEO of Tenuity. I remember talking to him years ago, and he was like, there's acquisitions where you try to fix them, and there's acquisitions where you're just buying a good business and you want to accelerate them, right? Yeah. So he's like, we're not going to fix you because you don't need fixing. We want to support you, right? That's awesome. So that all felt good, and we could get into like why it's good from a brand standpoint, like what we get to do now, but like that's kind of the story of like how the conversation starts to, now it's done.
I love it.
Could you actually start to dive into that of why it's good now for you guys moving forward, what you get to do now?
Yeah, I mean, you guys touched a lot of bases, which is cool. So AI is obviously changing the way everybody does lots of things, and it should, and it will, and we don't need to debate that, but experiential, which is not my background, is very interesting to me in that it's probably going to be the least touched of all the different kind of marketing things you could do in the AI era.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty big moat by virtue of what it is, right? In real life.
Right.
Yeah, so like, they run the Victoria's Secret's fashion show. They run
Crazy.
Ferrari, and they did 10 racing events, and they're doing across the United States this year. They're awesome, right? And it's like, once again, not historically in my world, they run a bunch of golf tournaments and golf events. They own media companies. The golf one's called Kingdom. They own Cool Material, which you all maybe know, or Remodelista. So there's tons of like very interesting things we can do with the data, with the creative, right, to improve performance, which is a new scope for them, right? So now they didn't do any of this, and now they have us to do it with them.
Oh man.
So like if I'm being selfish, and I now have equity in this company, and that's great. I want it, right? I'm very bullish on the categories they focus on. And then as just a nerd for performance, I'm like, we can use a lot of the things they do that frankly a lot of agencies or brands just don't do, for various reasons, where I'm just excited of like, now I have a new toy to play with, right? Like I can implement, like, I'll give you an example. So like partnership ads are a big deal. They should be. Most people run them with creators, which you should, works well, right? Less so people run them through media, right? So you run like, say, a partnership ad from a media property. We now own them. Like if I can, and I'm going to, and we already are. Like it was like the most simple thing. And then, because our founder CTO is very smart, he's like, well, actually I can code it. So we pass through, FB click IDs, and we make sure we're getting first party data, and we're saving these audiences in a way that'll like make it better over time. Like just kind of next level stuff. That's like, there's a lot of agencies that'll take you from F or C or D to B. Yeah. It's like, well, we want to be the B to A. And that requires usually like, the custom technology piece, which we're really good at, right? So like that's part of it.
That's unbelievable. That's so many layers that most people aren't thinking about. And also, if you need some, savvy live streaming guys to stream from the Ferrari event, if you need guys for that, I don't know, we could probably hook you up with some guys.
I think so.
If you need live streaming from the Ferrari event,
I know. I hope I get text. I messaged him. I was like, wait, so like, can I just like invite people? Like, how does this work? Actually, so when we were in due diligence, our founder he went to the one in Austin, and he's very much an engineer. So he likes his music scene and stuff, but he's not like out there, I guess is a nice way to put it. So he was like, no, it was cool. I talked about this with Anna from Modern Retail, who broke the story. I've known her for years. She's great. I'm a big Modern Retail Digiday fan. So
same.
I truly believe, like with conviction, that I think there's a gap in creative meets performance with respect to what you could call XGC or experiential generated content. So we talked about this with her a little bit, but like, and y'all know, because you talked to a bunch of different brands, but like UGC is a big deal. You need it. It works really well. Luxury brands tend not to do it because it devalues their brand perception, right? Like I don't want somebody on their phone, like filming my super expensive whatever, right? Or, Ferrari 4 Seasons filmed blank. I think that's a good medium where you can stay elevated and be like, we do all these cool events, but then you can still have the lo-fi or like, the GC part of it, which is what the platforms want. Like it works, right? So it's like, hey, like how do we keep your brand where you want it, but we satisfy the platforms that drives performance? And like, that's a relatively big white space that I think we're in a very good position to fill.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And this is why I love this marriage between you two guys. Obviously, you've got your proprietary tech. You got the giant, the giant brands that you guys are working with on the paid side, et cetera. And now you're marrying this into this like fascinating luxury world with all of these experiences behind them. And I totally agree with this thesis. It is that GC aspect of being there, catching that all on camera from various angles, and then being able to bring that, media partnerships, being able to bring that into, into the various ad platforms. That just seems like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, so they do a ton in travel. So like, think like private jets and cruises and
Yeah.
hotels, resorts, like Four Seasons is on their site. You can see that.
Love.
And then actually one of our kind of travel dips their toes in it is United Parks. So they own like Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. So that's an AdMix client.
Yeah.
And we're doing well with them. Like it's going very well. And I think part of that has been this experiential generated content that we push them. And actually one of the creative agencies we brought in to help us, because we don't do it, is Street Talk. So you've seen the street interview ads. Yeah, Ben and Jesse, right. And I'm like waiting to push the trigger on that because I know it's just gonna rip. It's gonna do so well. And it's because like if you go to a park and you talk to people who are at the park, like I mean you see it organically. It's like, okay, well, like let's put paid behind it, right? So it's like, oh, we can do that. And like that's completely separate from InterLuxe, but it's just like it kind of proves the point of like, oh, that content will do well, and now we own it. We throw the event, we film the content, we push it on paid. Like, I just think it's going to work really well.
I mean, and think about the street talk at the next Ferrari event or at the Victoria. I mean, it's just like that. That format to me is like that's bound to go bananas. Not just organically, but it's bound to produce paid wise. I mean, I love that.
I think it'll be cool. Like we're still like very much just getting started, like I said, the media property partnership stuff is like the easiest thing to do. The others will take some time, but I'm a kid in a candy store. Like I'm like, cool. Now what can we do?
That's so exciting, man. Wow.
Could you talk to us a little bit about kind of how this marriage came to be? Like what does that first conversation look like where you are now in this amazing exit? I mean, I think a lot of founders, they don't know how to navigate this and they kind of get intimidated with like, how do I get to an exit? And now you have two under your belt. I mean, let's go, let's rock and roll. How do we get there? How did you start this conversation? How did you broach these conversations and how are you kind of walking that through?
The first time was very different than the second. Like you guys probably seen the joke, like I didn't know I was supposed to know everything by my second rodeo, like, and I don't, for the record. But the first time I was just like, dude, I have no idea. So I would just ask people. And then like, there's definitely like a pay it forward, people who've sold before, like you get introduced or maybe you already know them. And then they're like, hey, like I can help you understand what's normal, what's not, the themes, kind of stuff to ask. So anyways, there's certainly like similarities between the first and second, but they are different. And especially in the second, because I'm like, oh, I know that this is kind of normal. I know the players a little better and that kind of what you need to do. But I mean, what I tell people usually is if you build a good business, like somebody will want to buy it. Like you can just focus on, frankly, doing good work, treating your team well, all the things that go into building a good company. I think that most people wouldn't be shocked by. You don't want a lot of churn, right? You don't want a lot of attrition, right? Like, those types of things. Maybe somewhat of an idea around an ICP and a vertical and a service that like you're really good at, as opposed to being like broad and thin. If you follow those, like it will probably happen. I think that what I've learned is like, oh, there's ways you could accelerate it. There's ways you could probably understand how to position yourself ahead of time as opposed to scrambling. And like, once again, like to our founder's credit, like he was very prepared from a data room standpoint to sell the company. Like everything was set up. Like there's no like skeletons in the closet, accounting errors. I mean, like there's stuff to fix. And like, obviously businesses are evolving all the time, but like it was much better, frankly, than my first one. Like we did not have to get it all. Right. My COO had to figure it out. I was like, thanks, Ryan. So like credit to Zach on that one too. But like, just if you build a good business, like somebody will want to buy it. The rest is just kind of like details.
And to the AdMix team's credit, I still have not heard of a longer like average client tenure. I mean, I think last time we talked, Kevin, it's like 2.5 years or something. I was like,
I think it was 3.1.
Whoa, bananas.
Whoa.
Yeah. We have clients that have been with us 8 years, 6 years, 5 years right now. Like
that's wild. That's wild. And now all of that coming to InterLuxe. That's
part of due diligence, they interview your clients. And they, there's a different way they do it, but like our NPS came back super high, which I thought it would, like I said, and like we need to get better at certain things all the time. But it was like, it was reassuring, some of the quotes that were like, yeah, I want they needed you, but like we left this one and we're now with AdMix and like we could never go back. Like that kind of stuff. You're like, yes, that feels good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And like
That
that's the
feels good.
team, right? That's the team in the tech. Like I don't get credit
Yeah.
for those, and I shouldn't. But it's good. It's nice to read that stuff, obviously.
For sure.
Well, that's incredible, Kevin. Do good work, and have your house in order, and have a few good, healthy conversations, and things end up going up and to the right. Man, we celebrate, excited to see all of that experiential GC to come, and man, congrats to you and the team. Head of performance marketing.
I think I'm president.
Go.
I need to like
President.
double.
Whoa,
I need to
head
put
of
it in my
president.
LinkedIn. I don't know.
Okay, president of performance marketing, Kevin Simonson. We celebrate, brother. We appreciate you coming. Look forward to watching and having you back.
Thanks, guys. I'll see if I can get you to a Ferrari event.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
All right, let her go.